Yeah, y'all know Angie Stone. Just recently came out. Not recently came out, but she came to the internet stating that that the label that she was under, I'm not sure which label that is. Supposedly she came to the internet saying that they've been stealing tons of money from her that she didn't know about, and this is why she came to the internet to speak on what was going on. And she ended up having a accident in a car accident in her van, which had 9 people in it, which is funny. And she ended up the only one that passed away in that accident, which is very interesting. So it makes you think like, damn, okay, was this set up? Was this an accident? You know what I'm saying? Was it coincidence? Who knows? But we're gonna watch this video. It's titled Angie Stone Last Warning about D'Angelo and Mary J. Blige. They killed her. So we're going straight into it. If you're new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and sub if you're new, man. We're gonna roll to 1K subs, and let's do it.
As I was coming through all of this, I soon found out that one of the biggest companies that I was with, Universal Music, it's the second part of the ugly truth. We began to research things to check on my royalties and my statements and things that of that nature, only to find out a lot, excuse me guys, a lot of my publishing, a lot of my royalties, my mechanicals, they have all pretty much been stolen.
Wow. What are the odds that just after Angie Stone started exposing Universal Music Group for stealing from her for decades, she gets into a road accident. And she's the only one who dies in the accident that included like 8 other people. And right after she said that she was going to do whatever was necessary to...
Come on, man. Don't play with me like that. What's going on with my internet, man?
I'm Dr. Keith Vibert, and this is The Forever Smile. The Forever...
As I was coming through all of this,
for decades, she gets into a road accident. And she's the only one who dies in the accident that included like 8 other people. And right after she said that she was going to do whatever was necessary to ensure that they paid her for her life's work, for her children and for her grandchildren,
one way or the other, Universal Music, you're going to have to give up my coins.
Give it that bread.
And so what I'm doing now is whatever is necessary to make sure they pay me for the legacy of my life, for my children and my grandchildren. They're going to have to give me my money.
And when I tell y'all that this whole issue of Angie passing has just been super sus, baby, I mean exactly that. Like in the last couple of months, other than exposing UMG, she has been doing a lot of exposing of the music industry. For instance, not so long ago, Angie was also exposing how D'Angelo and Mary J. Blige were used to sabotage her career.
It was told to me that they were single-handedly put in charge of sending out letters everywhere to make people think that I was the cause of him being exposed to alcohol, to everything that could have gone wrong. And we need you to mail this out. And that person knew that it was all fabricated.
Allegedly, all these things she has been saying may have been related and may have pretty much led to her death. Also, why was Albie Shore transcribing text messages between him and Angie Stone from a few days ago where she revealed very personal information? Baby, a lot has been going on, so let's just get right to business. Okay, just for a bit of background, because we are not about to ignore Angie's legacy or her contribution to the entertainment industry. Angie was born into a very musical family, with her mother singing around around the house and her father singing gospel and blues at spots around town. And as an only child, she looked up to her dad, and he was very influential in what she wanted to do. Eventually, Angie helped form the Sequence, the first all-female group on the hip-hop trailblazing imprint Sugar Hill Records, becoming one of the first female groups to record a rap song. She later joined the trio Vertical Hold before launching her solo career. Of course, we know that she created hits like No More Rain in This Cloud, which reached #1 for 10 weeks on Billboard's adult R&B airplay chart, Baby with legendary soul singer Betty Wright, another #1 hit, and Wish I Didn't Miss You, and Brother. Her 2001 album Mahogany Soul also reached #22 on the Billboard 200, while 2007's The Art of Love and War peaked at #11. In addition to singing, Angie went on to showcase her acting chops with film roles in The Hot Chick, starring Rob Schneider, The Fighting Temptations, which starred Cuba Gooding Jr. and Beyonce, and Ride Along, starring Ice Cube and Kevin Hart. She also hit the Broadway stage as Big Mama Morton in Chicago, and she showcased her vulnerability on the reality TV shows Celebrity Fit Club and R&B Divas Atlanta. Basically, we can say that Angie was one of the GOATs, and really one of the people who shaped the music industry. But unfortunately, just like several of her peers, the moment she started asking questions about her money, she died. You see, the thing with Angie is that she never knew that Universal Music Group was stealing from her for decades, and when she found out, she went on a mission to expose them. Angie's connection to the Universal Music Group stems from her role as a songwriter for MCA, which she began in 1990. MCA Inc., the parent company of MCA Records that was rebranded as Universal Studios Inc. in 1996, with its music division becoming Universal Music Group. She was signed to MCA Universal as a songwriter and formed the R&B trio Vertical Hold under their umbrella. But in a candid video posted on January 2nd, Angie detailed the alleged misappropriation of her earnings over a career spanning more than 4 decades. At the beginning of the video, she talked about how she was battling a severe blood infection that forced her to pause her touring schedule and seek immediate medical attention. And during her 2-week recovery under intensive care, Angie said she discovered the concerning irregularities in her financial records. Then, about 15 minutes into the clip, she basically said that a lot of her publishing, her royalties, and her mechanicals have all pretty much been stolen by UMG. Angie said that after being in the business for 40-something years, she wondered where her royalties were going, as she wasn't receiving them. She then discovered...
Well, the crazy thing about it is, like, why did you wait so long to try to figure these things out? I know she's heard of stories of other artists, other people who didn't get their royalties, didn't get their mechanicals. I'm not sure what mechanicals even are. But all that stuff, you would think like, okay, let me check for myself. Make sure like they're not playing me. And you wait over like 40-something years, bro. Like, that's wild, gang. Like, what?
Discovered that Universal Music had been receiving all her royalties and mechanicals, and that they had taken pretty much everything. In her candid video, she expressed profound disappointment with what she perceived as both negligence and deliberate financial misconduct.
A walking testimony that God has carried me all this time, because if you only knew how much money they have taken from me, how much they have stolen from me, monies that I'm supposed to be, I should have been able to retire 20 years ago with the money I've made, supposedly. But there are key people that have been driving the ships, and what they've been doing is improperly representing me, improperly stealing from me, taking things in it.
So she's saying that the people that are supposed to represent her were playing her as well. Were probably in type of cahoots with the label, which is messed up because, you know what I'm saying, that's your livelihood in their hands, you know what I'm saying, and it's messed up because you think they're doing good by you, but they're actually not. That's why they always say, like, other artists be like, yo, this is a cutthroat business, man, and you gotta look out for yourself, like, for real, man. Everybody's trying to leech off of you, man, and you just gotta be aware of these things before you even get into the industry.
Their own hand, changing and switching lanes because they knew I didn't know that part. See, I'm not an attorney. I don't know everything.
Now, Angie also said that she was there to inform Universal Music that they would have to give up her money. She also said that she was doing whatever was necessary to ensure they paid her for her life's work, for her children and for her grandchildren. She also further alleged that proper registration procedures for her songs had been neglected, and she claimed that there were several class action suits over her songs that were never properly registered by the companies she signed them over to. In addition, she also said that she had a diesel team looking into what she believes she owed, and she warned future artists about the twists and turns of the industry. Then a few weeks later, she ends up dead. Now, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but it really sounds sacrificial that she's the only one who died in the accident that included a bunch of other people right after she started exposing.
Bro, that's wild. Like, I think that's weird too. Like, how the van gets to an accident and you're the only one that dies after you started speaking about what's going on with your label and things like that, man. I'm telling you, man, I'm not sure if it's coincidence, but these are some powerful people. Some powerful people, man.
UMG, a company that has been in the spotlight before for allegedly unaliving and sabotaging artists for fighting for their rights. Well, what happened was that the vehicle she was riding in back to Atlanta from Alabama flipped over and was subsequently hit by a big rig, and everyone else in the cargo van survived except Angie. The Alabama Highway Patrol said in a news release that the 2021 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van turned over on Interstate 65 at about 4:25 a.m. Saturday, March 1st, before being hit by a 2021 Freightliner Cascadia truck driven by a 33-year-old man from Texas. The Sprinter driver and 7 others in the van were taken to Baptist Medical Center for treatment, but Angie was pronounced dead on the scene. Obviously, the death was shocking to a lot of people, especially considering Angie's recent outburst, and a lot of people said that they wouldn't be surprised if it was all planned. But like I said, this wasn't the only exposing Angie was doing. Sometime in September last year, Angie also did another video where she exposed a lot of evils in the music industry, and how her ex D'Angelo and Mary J. Blige were used to sabotage her career. Yes, her relationship with D'Angelo was already controversial, but she revealed that years after she and D'Angelo had broken up, an employee of the company representing D'Angelo sent letters to industry professionals falsely accusing her of introducing D'Angelo to drugs and alcohol. Apparently, the letters also stated that she was controlling and not easy to work with, and thus damaged her career. But she said that she didn't blame D'Angelo and believed he had no knowledge of it. But she does blame his business handlers who tried so hard to break them up and tarnish her reputation.
So the person let me know, and it's going on record to say that when the time comes, they will step up to the mic and let it be known that was their assignment, to destroy my credibility by way of making me look crazy in a relationship that was innocent and pure and real. As a matter of fact, it was so real and pure, you could tell by the nourishment of the music then was just pleasant, it was real, it was...
You know what's crazy? Every time I hear the name D'Angelo, right, I think about that infamous video, you know, he's all ogged up with the shirt off, you know what I'm saying, pause, you know what I'm saying. It's crazy to see how people age and see how they look now. Just like, damn, you know, like I'm a pretty fit guy. It's like I feel like I'm gonna be that way even with kids, like, because I'm very consistent when it comes to my health, my wealth, my mental and things like that. So it's like I prioritize these things. But it's like not a lot of people, I guess, think that way. But it's just crazy seeing how people look in the past and how they look now. It's just like, damn, you let yourself go that much? You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I don't know the health conditions and shit like that. So it could be like a different, it could be multiple different health concerns involved with, you know, how he looks now and stuff like that. But who knows?
pure.
Basically, what Angie was saying was that there was a plan that was carefully executed for decades to make sure that she lost her stability in the industry. And it's only recently that she started finding out about all these things. So you see why it would make sense for people to conclude that her death was also planned. About Mary J. Blige, she said that Kurt Woodley, Mary's manager at Uptown Records, requested that Angie work with Mary and mentor her, as Mary reminded him of Angie. But according to Angie, Mary J. Blige never showed any gratitude for her help. She never acknowledged her contributions, and she even took a song Angie recorded with D'Angelo without permission.
She don't never have to really acknowledge me, but I was surprised at the end of the day when my song that we talked about the other day, Every Day and Die, was leaked on her project. I really thought she had a lot more respect for me than that. After all, my love and my hard work and perseverance with you was genuine. So that's my secret.
Are you drowning in payday loan debt? Have you taken out multiple payday loans and are unable to pay them back?
Rendition of.
Once again, she was basically saying that Mary J. Blige was being used to sabotage her. But Angie never said whether Mary was a willing participant. But the fact that she saw what was happening and never did anything just makes Mary J. Blige look like a backstabber and a snake. And what Angie was telling other artists was that they should be careful about such things in the industry. You know, something else that doesn't make sense was how Al B. Sure was out here transcribing text messages between him and Angie Stone from a few days ago, where she revealed very personal information. From the texts, Angie said, "Hey hon, it's Angie Stone reaching out. Please give me a call ASAP. A lot of stuff happening regarding this transplant situation. I have 2 possible donors, but they are discriminating against blacks now. It's been 5 years." Then he responded, "Hey there, Queen. Great to hear from you. I'm on the plane and will touch base with you as soon as I touch down." Okay, King, I wanted to let you know that I have 2 donors, 1 negative, 1 positive family members, and trying to get some clearance on getting the transplant done because they're discriminating against the system here. So I was reaching out to you to see if there's something or someone you can suggest to help me get this done. It's been 5 years now. I'm well overdue. Blood work is excellent and I'm just waiting now. Call me when you get a moment to chop it up with me. Now on the text messages, Angie also let Al B know how she felt about Diddy when she added, "I've been praying hard for you ever since all this foolishness you've been saying for years finally been exposed and he going down. I didn't realize just how much craziness you had actually gone through and it's so unfortunate. Know that I'm praying for you and supporting you on everything that you got going on. I pray that your son Quincy and yourself lock horns again and he walks away from that whole ratchet situation. As the whole world knows, he deserves to be with his biological father at this time. I know that Kim is resting in paradise. She is born a couple of days before me, so I know her spirit well. I know how she rolled, and I can assure you that she's been the one assisting you from the other side. Be blessed and know that I'm here for you no matter what. Peace and blessings, King." Honestly, I don't know what Al B. Sure was hoping to achieve by posting this, but this only added further to the speculation that Angie's death was planned. I mean, the details still don't make sense, but I'd love to know what you think. Does it look like her death was planned? Also, what are your thoughts on D'Angelo and Mary J. Blige being used to sabotage Angie's career? And I'll be sure's insane transcript of their private conversation. Sound off in the comments section.
Hey man, let me know what you guys think. You think it's planned? You think it was coincidence? You know, normally when people speak and talk about things that you shouldn't be talking about, things end up being bad for that person. You know what I'm saying? Disappearing, getting hurt, and just like, yeah, man, this business is very dark, man, very evil. And there's a lot of people who have the power to do things that most can't. You know what I'm saying? But if you're new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we go, man. It's your boy Breezy. We going.